Hi again and welcome back to another video. This time it is going to be about the high-end product. So let's begin with going over the pie chart of the different criteria. The first priority is the ideal position with 43% importance, which is very high. Then we got the age with 29% importance when the recommended age is 0. Then the MTBF with 90% importance, which is medium importance. And the last one is the price with relatively low 9% importance. So this is a low priority. And also this is a marketing decision, not an R&D one. So we're not going to focus about this. But we see that the most important is the ideal position. So this is definitely what we're going to focus on and keep that in mind when we are setting the decisions for our high products. Here we can see another reminder that the ideal position is not in the center of the circle, but it is at the right bottom part of the circle. And the age, the recommended age is at 0. This will give us the maximum satisfaction of our customers. And whenever we are above this, the score is going to be reduced. This means that this is an ideal candidate for new products which naturally begin with age 0. Okay, so let's do a quick recap to what we talked about up to this point. Ideal position is very important, so every round we want to aim to the next round, to the next ideal position. In order to do so, we will revise the position, we will change the product every round. So it is very important. We need to make sure that the revision date ends within the current round, meaning that up to December it is perfectly fine, but we must not go over that and let the revision ends in January, February, or even further than that. Because if that is going to be the case, we won't be able to revise the product in the next round. So whenever you're setting your R&D decision, double check, triple check that the revision date ends within the current round. MTBF is medium importance, but it is important enough for you to want to have the maximum setting that customers want. You can see the range of what customers want. The maximum is 25,000. Age should be as low as possible. You can't really control it because either way you are going to revise the product every round. But it means that it is an ideal candidate for new products. And an option that you should consider, and also I advise it to my students, is to move it at the beginning of the game to the traditional. So let's talk about the different options for you to handle your high-end product at the beginning of the simulation. The first option is to keep it as a high-end product, meaning that you are moving forward. You won't be able to do it in one round, so you're going to do it in 2 or 3 rounds till you get to the ideal position. You need to make sure, again, that the revision date ends within the current round, November, December, but never above that. Otherwise, you are going to miss a whole year that you won't be able to revise the product. And MTBF, you should gradually raise it to the maximum of 25,000. So this is option 1. It's not necessarily the best, but it makes the most sense. It's easy to understand and it is less complicated than the others. Another option is to move it to traditional. You let it drift. A good option is to make a very small change. You just move it forward a little bit, so the age is being cut in half, so you get an advantage over your competitors, and you can sell very well in the first round. And then you just don't let the product touch, and you let it drift and gradually become a traditional product. This is a good option because first is that you're going to have 2 traditional products which are very profitable, and second, it is actually easier to move the high-end product, the beginning of the simulation high-end product, to the traditional segment than to move it to the ideal position of the high-end product, because it is closer to the traditional than the high. And Also, it is very easy to replace it because the high-end segment is very good for new products. So this is a good option. And also there is another option which is more aggressive, that you don't wait, but you immediately move the high-end product to the traditional segment. You are going to not do very well and lose the first round, but you are going to be able to compete in the traditional segment in the fastest way compared to the other options. In that case, you want to change the MTBF to the maximum setting of the traditional and to move it to 19,000. So you can try one of those three options or combination of them. Either way, there are going to be a few rounds that around the product is not going to do very well if you move it to traditional, and if you're going to keep it as high, then it's also going to take you a few rounds till you are going to get the most benefit out of it, because you're going to be far from the ideal position. So those are the two options that you need to choose from. Keep it as a high or move it to the traditional. Both options are equally good. So that is all, and I will see you in the next video.